Urgency for Parliament dissolution. Well, 400,000 hectares of rubber plantation identified as inactive. Salam sejahtera. Now, when the next general election will be called is still up in the air, even as Barisan Nasional enjoys its winning streak in the recent state elections. Well, Prime Minister Datuk Seri Sri Yaakob said the general election would be called, quote-unquote, once we are ready. He said every decision will be discussed seriously by the party, as the general election cannot be called for just because a small group wants it to be done.
Dalam ucapan saya sewaktu perjumpaan dengan UMNO di mana-mana tempatnya, iaitu apabila kita sudah bersedia dan pilihan raya boleh diadakan, tapi perlu bersedialah. Soal bersedia atau tak bersedia itu nanti biar kepimpinan UMNO kita akan bincang sama-sama kita.
He said this after launching the Bantuan Lesen Memandu Keluarga Malaysia (BLKM) program in Berita today. Datuk Seri Ismail Sabri was asked about the general election, considering that Barisan currently has the momentum. On Barisan's victory in Johor, the Prime Minister said it was beyond expectations, which he attributed to the people's ability to make comparisons.
Kemenangan ini tidak ada perpecahan sesama masyarakat, rakyat di Johor. Seperti yang saya kata, kita perlukan kerajaan yang stabil untuk membangunkan negeri Johor. Semua pihak menang atau kalah, utamanya perlulah menyokong kerajaan negeri Johor ini untuk membangunkan negeri Johor bagi kepentingan rakyat di negeri Johor itu sendiri.
Well, on a related note, Health Minister Khairy Jamaluddin opines that the public health situation in the country, which has been affected by the COVID-19 pandemic, needs to be stabilized before the 15th general election or 15th GE can be held. Well, he said that even when the country has entered the transition to endemic phase, it does not mean that the pandemic has ended, and all still have to be careful as the general election will involve a lot of people. When the country's borders are opened, spacing between the congregants at the mosques and surau are narrowed and the capacity limit terminated, it does not mean that everyone can do anything without hindrance, he said, adding that as the Johor state election has just ended, it is better for the public health situation to be really stable first.
Kesihatan awam lah. Saya nampak boleh kita tunggu dulu sehingga keadaan bertambah stabil. Keadaan dah stabil, tapi dia bertambah stabil. Dan jangan kita mengundang benda yang tak perlu kita adakan kerana semata-mata kita nampak ada peluang politik. Yang lebih penting adalah kesihatan awam dan pemulihan negara. Kita nak pulihkan negara, baru nak buka sempadan, baru nak start. Saya rasa bagilah peluang sedikit untuk keadaan bertambah stabil.
And he said this to reporters after attending a community service program organized by the Malaysian Association of Medical Assistants in Seremban today. Well, Khairy also said that discussions must be held with the Election Commission, the EC, to find the best mechanism for the suggestion of allowing COVID-19 patients to vote in the elections. On another note, Khairy said the Health Ministry, the MOH, will continue to monitor a new COVID-19 variant known as Delta Cron, said to be a hybrid of the Delta and Omicron variants first detected in Cyprus. He said that at the moment there were no alarming indications of the new variant to be a concern to public health.
kita sentiasa buat penjujukan genom kepada kes-kes di Malaysia melalui Institut Pendidikan Perubatan IMR dan juga MOSTI dan Kementerian Kajian Tinggi untuk kesan varian-varian baru. Sekiranya kita kesan varian yang lebih mengganas, maka kita akan ambil langkah-langkah yang berpatutan.
Still to come, Hajj costs to be announced after Saudi meeting. Stay tuned. Well, about 400,000 hectares, or 40% of the total rubber plantations operated by smallholders nationwide, have been found to be inactive or not consistently producing rubber. Plantation Industries and Commodities Minister Dato' Zuraida Kamarudin said they should, or rather the entire 150,000 smallholders of rubber plantation, be managed efficiently and consistently, with 30 billion ringgit worth of rubber production could be generated. Well, according to her, the ministry and related agencies are looking for ways to resolve the issue, among others by creating cooperatives in the rubber plantation areas identified to bring smallholders under one entity. Well, she said that through this method, the cooperatives created can act to manage inactive or inconsistent rubber plantations so that rubber production can be optimized.
Kita hendak menyelaraskan kawasan-kawasan getah yang tidak konsisten ini untuk memastikan bahawa production mereka terus konsisten dan ini akan meningkatkan hasil. Seluruh Malaysia dalam 40% ladang-ladang getah kecil ini tidak konsisten dari segi dia punya pengorehan.
Dato' Zuraida said this to reporters after officiating the groundbreaking ceremony for the Crepe Rubber Processing Centre and Rubber Industrial Transformation Project, also known as the Target, in Pedu, Kedah today. Well, she said if all smallholders' rubber production could be optimized, the country's natural rubber and rubber products export revenue could be more than the 71 billion ringgit recorded last year. The government is expected to announce Hajj costs and quota for this year early next month. And according to Deputy Minister in the Prime Minister's Department for the Religious Affairs, well, Dato' Ahmad Marzuq Shari, the announcement would be made following a discussion between the Malaysian government, to be represented by Minister of Religious Affairs, Dato' Idris Ahmad, and the Saudi government next week. Well, it said on the invitation of the Saudi government, Dato' Idris would be in Saudi Arabia from 18th to the 27th of March to discuss the SOPs and Hajj-related matters. Well, Dato' Ahmad Marzuq said this after attending the College Teknologi Darul Naim, or KTD, convocation ceremony at the Dewan Jubli Perak Panji complex in Kota Baru today. Well, at the ceremony, a total of 92 KTD students received their diplomas in business management, multimedia, Al-Quran, and Sunnah studies and Sharia. In another development, Dato' Ahmad Marzuq said the implementation of physical distancing during congregational prayers in line with the transition to the endemic phase of COVID-19 beginning 1st April was within the jurisdiction of each state, adding that congregational prayers in federal territories would be performed without having to observe physical distancing. Well, youth accounted for almost 50% of the 14,308 road accident death cases recorded in 2 years from 2019. Prime Minister Dato' Seri Ismail Sabri said road accidents was among the main cause of deaths in the country, with an average of 4,769 lives lost each year during the period, and the high youth figure is a major challenge for enforcers to curb the trend.
Untuk mengurangkan kadar kematian sebanyak 50% menjelang 2030. Jadi salah satunya adalah disiplin lah, advokasi. Advokasi perlu diperbanyakkan, engagement dengan penunggang motosikal ni perlu diperbanyakkan. Jadi untuk memberikan kesedaran Sebenarnya kita boleh buat apa saja. Betul. Kita boleh buat laluan khas motosikal pun kita buat. Tapi kalau disiplin tak ada, itu yang menyebabkan berlaku kemalangan. Jadi yang pentingnya adalah untuk educate penunggang-penunggang.
Dr. Sri Ismail Sabri was speaking at the Malaysian Family Driving License Aid Program, or BLKM, at the Berita RTM Muda Complex today, which saw 404 orang asli residents from the district selected under the program to acquire motorcycle driving license at a minimal cost. Also present were Road Transport Department or JPJ Director General Dato' Zailani Hashim and Pahang Public Works Transport and Health Committee Chairman Dato' Sri Nurul Azali Sulaiman. Commenting on BLKM, the Prime Minister said it was especially for those in need, such as the B40 group and the Orang Asli community, who have difficulties attending classes at driving training institutes to obtain the B2 driving license. A total of 83 individuals nationwide have been detained under the Prevention of Crime Act, or POCA, 1959 from 1st January to 10th March this year. Well, a member of the Crime Prevention Board, or LPJ, under the Home Affairs Ministry, or KDN, Dato' Khalil Azlan Sheikh, said from the figure, 12 were placed under the detention order, while another 71 individuals were placed under the surveillance order. Well, he said LPJ received many case files for action either to issue a police detention order or surveillance order against hardcore criminals who cannot be prosecuted by the court due to certain problems. Now, Dato' Khalil said action can only be taken after processes have been undertaken at Bukit Aman and the Attorney General's chambers. Well, he said this to reporters after officiating the Melor police station in Kota Baru today. Dato' Khalil said since POCA was introduced on 2nd April 2014 and until 10th March, actions have been taken against 10,012 individuals under the Act. And Muhammad Fayyad, Muhammad Zulkifli Amin and Muhammad Amir Azhar bagged the brace each to steer Kedah Darul Aman FC, or KDA-FC, the 2019 FA Cup champions, to a 4-0 win over Sains FC in the first round of the tournament at the Darul Aman Stadium in Al-Star, Kedah. Well, head coach Aidil Sharin Sahag's men had no problem breaching the M3 League side's defence as early as in the 18th minute through Muhammad Fayyad, who then scored a second towards the end of the first half. Well, after the break, it was Muhammad Amir's turn to shine as he found the back of the net in the 50th and 59th minutes. In another first-round match in Kota Kinabalu, Sabah FC struck twice in the second half to down M3 League side Respect FC 2-0 at the Lika Stadium. Head coach Dato' Ong Kim Swee's men trekked into the second round courtesy of goals by midfielder Umaring Bachok in the 50th minute and defender Nazirul Naim Che Hashim in the 85th minute. Meanwhile, another FA Cup first round tie between Malacca United and PIBFC, which was scheduled to be held at the Hang Jebat Stadium in Paya Rumput, Malacca last night, had to be postponed to another date after the home team were hit by COVID-19 positive cases. Reminder of our top story tonight, but no urgency for Parliament dissolution. Well, folks, join us for more updates tomorrow. Till then, I'm Muhammad Amin Carlos. Stay tuned to Saluran Berita RTM and have a good night.